Hello everyone, welcome back to my SOC Lab project. So this video will be part 3 in the series. In the last two videos, we created two attack scenarios using Sliver. These attacks were credential dumping and shadow copy deletion. We then identified these attacks and responded to them using LimaCharlie. So now we're going to take a step back and we are going to detect the attack from when the Sliver implant is downloaded onto our system. To do this, we're going to use a very handy cybersecurity tool called YARA. So YARA is a tool to classify or identify malware based on textual or binary patterns. So obviously it is very useful in endpoint detection and response. So to integrate YARA with our LimaCharlie instance, we're going to go and create a YARA rule. Go to automation YARA rules and add YARA rule. For the name, we'll do Sliver. And for the rule logic, we're going to take a rule from a publication that the UK Cybersecurity Center made. And this publication was based on Russian cyber actors, and they have a lot of useful information. And the Russian cyber actors used Sliver in their attacks. So right here is a very handy tool to detect Sliver implants. They also have snort rules to detect Sliver HTTP requests, but we're just going to focus on the YAR rule. So we are going to copy this. Okay, and we will Charlie and copy the rule. And as you can see, the formatting is off, so I will be right back once I fix all the indent. Okay, and we have our rule formatted. So now we will create, and here's our new YAR rule. So essentially, this rule is just scan logic. So there's nothing that is triggering this rule, and there's nothing alerting us if this scan has been completed. So we are going to have to add some more DNR rules. The first one, we're going to create a rule that will alert us if a YAR scan has been completed. All right. So okay. All right, rule is created. Now what we're going to do, before we trigger rule, we are going to test to see if our YAR rule actually works. Console. Okay. And here we go. YARA has detected our Sliver implant. And then we will check to see if our other rule alerted us of this detection. Go to detections. Refresh. And here is our alert. Okay, so now that we know that our rule works, we are going to create a trigger rule. So we will go to automation, DNR rules, add rule. Okay, so There we go. All right, now that we have our rule created, we will go ahead and test it. Now to do this, we do not have to recreate a Sliver implant and drop it into our Windows server. But what we can do, we're going to go to our Windows server and we can move the implant out of our downloads folder back into it, and this will trigger the command. So to do that, we're going to use PowerShell downloads our files. Okay, so we have our implant there. So use the move item command. Anything that has an executable, and we'll move it to, let's do documents. Okay, and then we will just move it back. So anything from documents, move it back to downloads. All right, now we're going to go back to our LimaCharlie instance and go to detections. We will just wait a second for the alert to pop up. Okay, and here are the alerts. So this actually took a while because these alerts were not popping up, and I had to figure out why. And I had messed up some syntax in my rule using forward slashes instead of backslashes and missing a few quotation marks. But anyway, I got it to work. And notice how the rule triggered for each executable. And this means that I had messed something up in my suppression logic. But I'm going to have to take a look at that later. But you get the gist. So now we have detected when a Sliver implant has been downloaded into our downloads folder, and we automatically triggered a YARA scan to detect if this was a malicious or a Sliver implant malicious executable. And then we successfully alerted us.